Good morning, everybody. Back for more of the 7 chakras. We're revisiting the second, or sacral chakra, from another angle, that of positive psychology. So I found this great article, if I can open my phone to read it. There we go. That I started to share yesterday as we revisit the root chakra. And the article is called How to Open All 7 Chakras to Experience Life in Its Totality. And it's written by Shai Tubali, an author who has done a lot of research on subtle body, which is the energy system. So he relates Abraham Maslow, the psychologist's theory of the hierarchy of human basic needs, which prioritizes from the most primitive needs like basic food, shelter, air, of belonging, to layers of being able to feel healthy with ourselves, our relationship with others in the world, up to self-actualization. So today, I'd like to explore the second layer as sensual enjoyment. Second, as you might remember, called Svadhisthana in Sanskrit, is located about 2 inches below the belly button, in that area, not only in the front of the body, through the back body as well. So it's above the root energy center, which is at the base of the spine. And the second chakra introduces, as he says, the authentic need for nourishment in the form of full participation in life's delights. Life should be an enjoyable experience, and there is nothing holy in discarding this layer of ourselves. Our body is not just a functional machine, and it needs to feel truly alive and happy. A healthy sexuality is important, though it can easily take the form of physical intimacy and physical warmth. Healthy means a happy and loving sharing of the body, rather than being desirous or obsessive. One should make sure that every day is dotted by touches of beauty and pleasure, like encounters with the arts or nature. As human beings, we are not meant to just endure endless, uninterrupted routine, as we've established that feeling of consistency in the root energy center. And so a peak experience, like intense, thrilling, and adventurous, should also disrupt our first chakra schedule every now and then. Lastly, life without the joy of creativity, creating something, or innovating with passion and excitement, easily depletes our second chakra. So what are ways that you infuse a freedom of being able to create something? The simplest things, like how you cook your meal, or adjust something in your environment to visually stimulate, or admire a leaf as you're walking down the street. What ways can we find the connection to our outer world and see the beauty in it amidst all the struggles that we might? So today we are going to practice specific work and energy lock, Uddiyana Bandha, for helping with bringing attention not only physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally to the sacral energy center. And the physical yoga practice is going to be composed of hip openers, flow. Again, it's that quality of water, that ability to adapt to change with some kind of ease and playfulness, and not taking things so seriously. So how are those qualities going to help you in your day? I don't know. Let's see. let's try it out. So the Uddiyana Bandha, I just want to read before I guide us through that. The bandhas are energetic locks that contain prana, or life energy force, in the torso, and concentrated in the 3 main energy channels, also called nadis, of the body. Uddiyana Bandha is one of those locks, and it strengthens the digestive fire and tonifies the body's energetic core. The abdominal organs are massaged through it, toned and purified, and the adrenal glands are balanced by the abdominal contraction. So I'm gonna demonstrate. We sit and pressing the hands onto the lap quite firmly. We're going to take a deep inhalation, exhale it through the mouth, hold the breath out. And as you hold the breath, you're not going to inhale, but you're going to pretend as if by drawing the lower belly inward towards the spine and upward, it's really you're uplifting the belly towards the lower rib cage. And then we'll hold there, if you can, for 10 seconds, but you do what you can. And then we'll inhale, release. So that's one. We'll try it 3 times just so we can see if we get the hang of it. So take a moment, the shoulders, to shake out the head. Deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale. Clear it out through the mouth. One more breath. All right, let's prepare for Uddiyana Bandha, pressing your hands onto your lap. Take a deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth completely, holding the breath out. As you hold the breath, scoop the lower belly towards the spine and lift it towards the lower ribs. Hold the breath for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, release. Take a deep breath in, out through the mouth. Round 2 of 3, inhale again. Deep exhale through the mouth. Hold the breath out. Scoop the lower belly in and up. Hollowing the belly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, inhale. And exhale. Last round, deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Hold the breath out. Scoop the lower belly inward and up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, breathe in. And now let's move into Trika Pranayama, our lung enlivening, energizing, mind clearing breath work. Quick reminder, demonstration. We begin with the elbows bent, hands like this, sitting tall, shoulders relaxed. Use the diaphragm and close the lips the whole time, breathing equally in length, in and out through the nose. So inhale, we raise the arms, fingers spread. As we exhale, we rebend the elbows, hands refist. So let's try that for 1 minute. Let's prepare bending the elbows apart, sitting tall, closing the eyes and steadying your gaze just between the eyebrows. Starting 1 minute and go. Focusing on breathing into the belly using the diaphragm. Lips are closed. And relax. Breathe naturally. Take a moment to observe how you feel. And in this quiet space, what would you like to cultivate through your practice of yoga today? As you set your intention, please join your palms at your heart and bow in to seal that. Let's continue with Ujjayi Pranayama, or victorious breath. Still breathing through the nose, sustaining the breath equally, while softly narrowing the back of your throat to create a smooth and balanced whispering sound through the nose. listening to your breath. Release your hands and gently flutter your eyes open. Let's move down into child's pose, setting the feet together at the rear of your mat and opening the knees so that we start to open up the hips. Feel free to splay the knees as wide apart as it allows you to relax the pelvis downward towards your heels. And let's actively stretch the arms forward so you're not resting the elbows on the ground, but rather reaching forward through the fingertips while also drawing the shoulder blades back away from the neck. Broaden the shoulder blades apart by rotating the outer sides of your upper arms towards the ground. And let's take a couple more deep breaths, remembering that really using your discernment as you listen to your body respond through each movement, each posture, the variation of the movement or posture that suits you best and what you're working with today, mind, body, energy. You can always come back to rest here in child's pose. We're going to make some circular motions at the hips laterally. So on your next inhale, begin to shift your hips over to the left, lunging forward onto all fours. And as you exhale, shift the hips to the right, lunging back or sinking back into child's pose. Take that a few rounds at your own pace, mindful, slow breaths. So here we're not only warming up the hips, but the joints of our knees, our shoulders, our wrists. Then switch directions, breathing in as you shift over to the right and forward. Breathing out as you shift to the left and back. All the while, feel a slight lift of your navel that's right below the belly button of the sacral energy center, helping to create fluidity in your movements. And now with that fluidity, add any kind of motion that just feels good. Go in any way, unplanned, spontaneous. See what your body is itching for. Few more cycles of breath, of organic fluid flow. We'll meet again in child's pose. And as you arrive in child's pose, take a full breath in and out through the nose. Another kind of flow. As you breathe in, begin to slither forward into Sphinx pose. Forearms are on the floor, pelvis is on the ground, legs straight, and you coil the chest up. As you breathe out, slide your hands back towards the lowest ribs and press back into child's pose. Let's try that a few rounds. Inhale, slither forward, drop the pelvis to the floor, forearms to the ground, lift the chest, Sphinx pose. As you breathe out, slide the hands back, scoot the pelvis down to the heels, child's pose. Two more, inhale forward, forearms to the earth, coil the chest up, feel the pubic bone meet the ground. Exhale, hands slide back, pelvis draws downward towards the feet, feel the contraction of the abdomen as you do this. Last cycle, breathe in, ground through the pelvis and legs, float the heart up. Hands slide back, breathe out. Keep the elbows hugging to the sides through the transitions. Child's pose. Now from child's pose, separate the feet a little wider than hips distance. Separate the hands shoulders distance. And then tuck your toes, lift the hips high into downward facing dog. Again, add any kind of organic movement that feels good as you land in this position. Feel your breath, balanced, steady, and smooth. Now, holding still in downward dog, let's feel it out. How do we create space within the body here? Feel your fingers, index fingers parallel each other, pointing forward. Feel your thumbs firmly grounded as you wrap the triceps towards the ground. Lifting the shoulders high as you drop the skull, looking at your feet. Then lifting the sitting bones. feel your weight shift towards the rear wall of your room. Looking down at the feet, see that they're parallel, a little wider than hips distance. Remember, you could bend the knees as much as needed to truly feel spaciousness throughout the spine. From the belly towards the back. So that Uddiyana Bandha practice, that energy lock of scooping the belly inward and up towards the lowest ribs, is what helps us to float or lightly jump forward from downward facing dog. So let's try that. Bring your feet to touch, walk them forward, maybe another foot or just a few inches closer to your hands. Bend your knees a lot and lift your heels and hips very high. Now look beyond your hands, past where you do want to land your feet. Take a deep inhale. Remember the Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, hold the breath out. Scoop the lower belly in towards the lowest ribs, and then lightly try to hop. Maybe you take a few hops, come forward into a forward fold. Then separate the feet hips width or wider again, parallel. Press your fingertips on the floor, your legs, and inhale, lift the spine, lengthening the chest forward. Exhale, fold in. From down through your feet, inhale, sweep the arms overhead, watching your palms touch. Take hold of your left wrist and ground the left foot as you exhale, side bend to your right, hugging in the bottom of your front ribs. Inhale, rise up to center, switching to hold your right wrist. Ground the right foot as you exhale, side bend to the left, softening the shoulders down your back. Inhale up to center, open the arms wide, and exhale, hinge forward to fold. Press the ground of your legs. Inhale, lift your heart, plant the hands, and exhale, let's step to plank and hold about 5 breaths. So here as you stack the shoulders directly over your wrists, knees directly under hips if you're supporting plank, or heels directly above balls of your feet, fronts of the thighs engaged. Lift the lower belly. Think of Uddiyana Bandha here as well. Broaden the chest forward. Gaze on the forehead of your hands. Now keeping that slight lift in the navel, lengthening the spine and broadening the shoulder blades. Remember yesterday we practiced protraction. With an exhalation, glide forward, bend the elbows back through Chaturanga, feel the arms graze your side ribs, and slowly lower all the way. Pointing the toes firmly on the floor, inhale into Bhujangasana or Cobra pose. Hugging the elbows close to your sides, broaden the chest. Press up into your version of plank pose and think of Uddiyana Bandha. Hollow the belly and lift the pelvis back. Downward facing dog. Let's take a few breaths. As you build into a continuous flow of just 2 more sun salutation A's. In the sound of your breathing, hear the sound of calm, even ocean waves rising and falling. And your body riding those waves, your mind riding those waves. With very bent knees, look ahead of your hands. At the end of the exhalation, hollow the belly and float or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Rooting down, inhale, sweep the arms, rise and look up. Exhale to gather your heart center. Inhale, sweep the space around you. And exhale, dive into that ocean sound. Inhale, lift your heart. Float to Chaturanga using Uddiyana Bandha or step to plank first, then gradually lower. Inhaling into Cobra or upward facing dog. Float the heart up. Hollow the belly as you exhale to lift the hips. 2 downward facing dog. 3 to 5 breaths. Smoothing the sound of the transitions between the breaths. Now let's bring that smooth transition into the movements as well. With bent knees, look ahead of where you want to land. End of the breath, walk or float. Inhale, lift your heart, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise tall, expanding. Gaze up. Exhale to gather at your heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Float back, walk back and lower your vinyasa. Let's meet in downward facing dog again for a few breaths. Eyes steady on one point, perhaps halfway towards your feet on the ground. Now, as you spread the fingers flat on the earth, keep your two hips firming towards your midline so as to balance them. While you inhale, raise the right leg behind you. Now just pause and feel that squaring of your hips before you bend the right knee and turn out the right thigh at the hip. But continue to draw the left outer hip back, rotating the right thigh bone at the hip in any direction for just a few more breaths. Continue to relax your neck, looking down at that same spot towards your foot. Lifting the shoulders, drawing your hips up and back. Now re-square the hips, come back to that reference point, and inhale, straighten the right leg behind you. As you contract the belly to round to plank, tap right knee to right outer upper arm. Pause there. Take another inhalation. See if you might be able to tap even higher on that right tricep before stepping the right foot forward just inside of the right hand and lowering your back knee into lizard lunge. Now with your two hands inside of your right leg, they can be on the floor or propped up on blocks or some object, the latter which can help your shoulders to relax further away from the neck. Let's take a few breaths in the version in which the right foot stays flat on the floor, facing forward, the knee is facing forward. But if you like, if you want more sensation here, you can come down into your forearms. Think about hugging your right knee close to your right shoulder, gently scissoring your right outer hip towards the rear of your mat, while in contrast, reaching your sternum forward towards the front of your room. Let's take 3 more breaths in this version. And then we'll change it up. So flex your right foot, and from your right thigh, your right hip, use your right hand to gently press your inner right thigh open so that you splay the thigh open and just leaning on the knife outer edge of the foot. Now you could be on your left hand, which will make this a little bit easier, or you can come down to your left forearm, which will add a deeper sensation into the right outer hip. So broadening the sacrum, it might feel good on your neck to look over your right shoulder towards the rear of your mat. Now be aware of that left shoulder, that you're not collapsing into it where it feels like it's starting to feel heavy in the left side of the neck. Actually root down to your left hand or forearm and then lift up energetically. Draw the left shoulder blade down your back ribs. Last 2 breaths. Now, as you place your 2 hands on the floor, set your right foot directly between hands. Spin the back heel down. We're preparing for triangle pose. Align the right heel to the arch of the left foot. So for some of us, triangle pose, we prefer it not to be such a wide stance as it would in Warrior 2. So cartwheel the arms and adjust your stance as you rise up. Firm the fronts of your thighs, root down through the big toe mound of your right foot, outside edge of the left foot, and with legs straight, open up the arms and relax the shoulders. Feel the navel engage here as you glide your pelvis sideways towards the rear edge of your mat and reach the right hand forward towards the front wall as far as you can before lowering the right hand, either onto your right leg or just to the right outside of the leg, where your arm and leg firm against each other as you raise the left arm up. We're gonna add more of a lateral stretch here. So rotate the left tricep to face the left wall and reach the left arm overhead towards the front wall. Now make sure that your right outer hip doesn't feel squished, or the right side body doesn't feel squished. So wrap the right outer hip under your body and direct your right hip crease to press back towards your left outer heel. As you firm your lower abdomen, if you can, turn your chest a little bit more to face the sky. As we take 3 more breaths here, If you're looking for more rigor in engaging your the sideways, your obliques, microbend your right knee and extend the right arm parallel to the left. Keep drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, that's 3. Inhale, rotating the chest towards the sky. Exhale, that's 2. One more breath, relax the face. And look down at your right foot. Lower the right fingertips, upper right corner from that right pinky toe. Into half moon pose, you might place your left hand on your left hip to transition. Drag the left foot forward, flexing the left foot, lift the heel about the height of your hip, and turn your chest completely to face your left wall, thus stacking the left shoulder naturally over your right wrist. Remember that adjustment of the right hip we did in triangle? Keep rotating the right outer hip under the body. Press the crease of your right hip back towards your lifted left heel. And activate the muscles in both legs, especially the lifted leg. For about 3 or so more breaths, explore any variation like lifting the left arm straight up, overhead, fingertips off the floor. We'll gently step back into Warrior 2, bending the right knee, and softly landing the left foot towards the rear of your mat with arms wide open. Take just 3 deep breaths. Right fingertips or close your eyes. With an exhale, start really hands to the floor, step right into downward facing dog. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Keeping your hips leveled, inhale, raise the left leg behind you. Feel that equal height in left and right hip. With your next exhale, bend the left knee and rotate the left thigh bone externally, beginning to draw circles in the air with your left knee. Any direction. Continue to tack your right hip back so as not to shorten the right side of your lower back. And to let your head hang as you rebound weight off the floor through your hands, lifting the shoulders free from your neck. On your next inhale, re-square your hips and straighten the left leg. As you exhale, round forward, contracting the belly, tap left knee to left tricep and hold. You can always set the right knee down for added support. One more inhale, so you can lift the left knee closer to the armpit. Before exhaling, stepping left foot outside of left hand. Lower the right knee for lizard lunge. So in the first few breaths, let's practice the version in which your left foot stays flat on the floor facing forward, left knee is facing forward. You could have your hands on blocks or the floor. You could have your forearms down, adding more depth to the hip opener if you're craving that. Think about hugging your left knee close to your left shoulder while tacking your left outer hip towards the rear of your mat and lengthening your chest towards your front wall. About 3 more breaths here. Feel relaxation along your jawline, the base of your skull, the back of your neck. And now let's change it up. You might want to come up onto your hands as we set up the second version. Flex your left foot while splaying the thigh open. You could use your left hand to gently press the inner thigh. If you're feeling like, oh, this feels okay, I want to go a little deeper, then come down to your right forearm while doing that. And or add looking over your left shoulder towards the back of your mat. Continue the actions of tacking your left hip towards the back wall and lengthening your spine towards the front wall. Last couple of deep breaths. Still flexing the left foot. Now as you set your 2 hands down at the front of your mat, step your left foot between them, front and center of your foot. Straighten the back leg, heel to the floor to set up for triangle pose. Aligning left heel to arch of right foot, cartwheel your arms to rise up. So for triangle, you might want a slightly shorter stance than Warrior 2. So make your adjustment, straighten the legs, and firm the fronts of your thighs and lower belly. Glide your pelvis sideways towards the back edge of your mat while reaching your left hand forward as far as you can before tilting it downward. onto your left leg or just to the left, outside of the leg, where arm and leg can firm against each other. Now attend to your left side body, being mindful not to shorten it. Remember, you could always set the left hand higher than where you've placed it. Wrap the left outer hip under your body. Tack your left hip crease towards your right heel and lengthen the crown of your head forward as you straighten the right arm up. Now let's make that lateral stretch a little deeper. Rotate the right tricep to face your right wall and reach the right arm overhead towards your front wall. Keep engaging the muscles at the fronts of your thighs. And those of you that want to explore a little more core rigor, micro bend your left knee so as not to lock it and parallel your left arm to the right for the last 3 breaths. Drawing navel towards spine, spinning chest towards the sky. Inhale, exhale 3. Shoulder blades down the back, inhale. Exhale 2. One more deep breath, lengthen both sides of the torso. Exhale, look at your left foot. You might set your right hand on your right hip as we transition into half moon. Bend your left knee and place your left fingertips forward and to the left of your left pinky toe. Drag your right foot forward and flex that foot as you raise the heel about the height of your hip. Turn your chest completely to face your right wall so that you're naturally stacking your 2 shoulders over your left wrist. You might have to adjust where your left hand is. Then, for a few more breaths, explore any variation you like. Maybe raising the right arm towards the sky, lifting a finger or more as we fly. As you decide you're ready to land, use an exhalation, and as fluidly as you can, step back to Warrior 2, bending the left knee and landing right foot towards the rear of your mat, arms wide open. Steady your gaze for 3 more breaths there. With an exhalation, lower your fingertips to frame your front foot, but this time step the right foot forward to fold at the top of your mat, letting your feet come together to touch. We're gonna take a semi-flow and just plant the route in which to continuously flow on the second round. So this is just gonna be a little, perhaps not so orthodox flow. So just be with your breath. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Feet touching, inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands together at the heart, mountain pose, and release the arms. So here's the beginning of it. Inhale, raise the arms overhead, ground firmly through the 4 corners of your feet. Exhale, bend the right knee off the ground in front of you, flexing the foot as hands together at the heart. Inhale, turn out the right leg, wrapping the sitting bone downward. Adjust your pelvis upright. Exhale, tree pose. Seal the right foot against your inner left leg. Toes could be on the ground or a little higher. And then inhale, step the right foot down so feet meet and bend your knees into chair pose, arms overhead. Let's pause for a few breaths. Feel that as you shift your weight more into your heels, you're gliding the shin bones back, where if you look down, your toes are visible. Feel that there's no strain added into the lower back by softening the bottom of your front ribs downward towards your pubic bone. As you relax the shoulders too, lift the heart and lengthen your neck. Take another inhalation. Join your hands at your heart, keep the right knee bent, and exhale, flex the left foot and begin to straighten the left leg behind you like Warrior 3, lengthening the spine forward. Lower the right hand, upper right corner of right pinky toe. We just did this, half moon. On an inhale, open the chest to face left wall. You could choose to place left hand on left hip or raise the left arm and fully spread your wings. On your next exhale, bend your right knee and try to fluidly land Warrior 2, stepping left foot at the rear of your mat, arms wide open. Let's settle into Warrior 2 for 1 cycle of breath. Flip the right palm to face up. Keep the bend of your right knee. Inhale into peaceful warrior, laterally reaching the rear wall of your room. Exhale your two hands to the ground into plank, in which you could choose cat-cow or a regular vinyasa or hold plank. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Add your spice. Arriving in down dog, let's take about 3 deep breaths. Downward dog, bend your knees, look beyond your hands. You could scoot the feet together and forward to help you jump if you like. Lift the pelvic floor using Uddiyana Bandha. If you're walking or jumping, take your weight to the top. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise with the arms reaching towards the sky. Exhale, the hands down your center, side two. Now in a more continuous flow. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, bend the left knee in front of you, flex the left foot. Inhale, turn out the left leg, wrap the sitting bone down. Exhale, hug left foot into inner right leg, tree pose. Inhale, set the 2 feet on the ground, bend the knees in chair pose, arms overhead. Hands together at the heart. Exhale, lean forward, flex the right foot back through warrior 3. You could bend the left knee through the whole time if you like. Next breath, raise the right arm up, left hand down, half moon pose. Optional right hand to hip instead. Then softly land warrior 2, stepping right foot back, arms wide open. Flip the left palm to face up, raise it overhead into peaceful warrior, leaning towards the rear wall. Lower both hands to the floor. Add your spice here, flow or no flow. We'll meet for a few breaths. In downward facing dog. So we've had a chance to mark the postures, the checkpoints. We've had a chance to flow a bit more continuously through the path. As we do one more on each side, allow yourself to play in the flow of spontaneity. If there's anything you want to adjust, move a little differently, hold a little longer. I've just given you sort of a skeleton in which you can do less or more with. But paint your own picture as we play in creative flow. Bend your knees, look forward. Bottom of the exhale, lightly land at the top. Inhale, lift your heart brightly. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, sweep the arms and rise tall. Exhale, release the arms in mountain pose. Side one, inhale, arms up. Exhale, right knee bends off the floor, flex the foot, hands to heart. Inhale, turn out the right leg, preparing for tree. Exhale, stand tall in tree. Right foot hugs inner left leg. Inhale, chair pose, feet touching, bend the knees, lean back. Hands together at heart. Exhale, left foot flexing, raises behind you through warrior 3. Lower right hand, upper right corner of right foot. Inhale into half moon, turn the chest to face the left. Exhale, softly as you can, land warrior 2. Flip the right palm up. Inhale, peaceful warrior towards the rear wall. Touch the earth with 2 hands, flow or no flow. Back to downward facing dog when you're ready. Smooth waves of breath. Let's take a few breaths in stillness. Realigning with intention. Preparing to walk or lightly jump forward. Bend your knees, look ahead. Uddiyana Bandha, lift the pelvic floor. Walk or float. Inhale, lift your heart, gaze forward. Exhale, bowing. Rooting down, inhale, rise up. Expand. Exhale, back to your heart center. Have fun with it. This is the last side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the left knee off the floor, flex the foot, hands together at the heart. Inhale, prepare for tree, open the left leg. Exhale into tree, stand tall. Inhale, bend the knees, feet on the floor and chair. Sustain the breath so the transitions don't feel rushed. Exhale to warrior three, lift the right leg behind. Inhale, half moon, turn to face the right. Exhale, warrior two, landing softly. Inhale, flip the left palm, peaceful warrior, sweep it back. Exhale to the earth, flow or no flow. We'll meet in downward dog. Breath in, breath out, rebalancing. Prepare to walk or jump, bend your knees, look forward. End the breath, I'll meet you there. Inhale, lift your heart, smile forward. Exhale, bowing. Rooting down, inhale, rise tall. Exhale, bring your hands down to your hips. So from here, feel your two hips generally equal in height. Try to come back to that reference point. Now that your feet are on the ground and you can stabilize that feeling, imprint it, tattoo it in the memory of your body. Now bend the right knee off the floor, flex the foot as like we prepared for tree. Turn out the right leg, wrapping the sitting bone down as though directing towards inner left heel. Now take hold of your right knee with your right hand and keep flexing the right foot. Hug the left hip towards your midline. Use the left arm and wrap it behind your back in an effort of opening the front of the left shoulder. If you can reach, catch hold of the top of your right thigh and help to externally rotate that right thigh and continue to draw the sitting bone down. Lift up through the spine, relax the shoulders, and firm down to your left foot with toes spread. Last few breaths, you might choose to somehow bring the right arm inside of your right leg and catch the ankle or clasp the big toe with your peace fingers, extending the right leg to whatever degree towards straight. Now feel your shoulders still stack above your two balanced hips as you lift up through the center line of your body, taking one last breath in this half-bound version of hand to big toe pose. Let's reverse the stages. Rebend the right knee. If it's not already, catch hold of it. Bring the right knee in front, join the hands at the heart, and step the right foot down. If you need a moment to move, shake it out, take a big sigh, feel free, reset. All right, bring your feet to touch. Spread your weight evenly through the soles of your feet. Bring your hands to your hips, imprint the memory or feeling of this reference point, balanced hips, like two ends of a scale. Flex the left foot, raise the left bent knee in front of you. Keep balancing the scale of your hips. Turn out the left thigh at the hip, wrap the sitting bone downward towards inner right heel. Now take hold of your left outer knee with left hand and wrap the right arm behind your back, maybe catching the top of the left thigh. It's okay if it doesn't reach, but if you do hold it, help to externally rotate that left thigh even more, pressing it down as you lift up through the center line of your body. Now either stay here with the left knee bent, or if you're going to try to straighten the left leg, bring the left arm inside of the thigh, catch hold of the ankle, or clasp the big toe as you flex the foot. And to some degree, straighten the left leg, where you can still balance your two shoulders above your two balanced scale hips. Let's take one more breath. Stand tall, root down. Let's reverse the stages to come out. Bending the left knee, catch hold of it with your left hand. Breathe. Release the right arm. Bend the left knee in front of you. Join the hands at the heart and set the left foot down. Take a moment to reset. Let's step the feet wide apart, facing the wide width of your mat. Bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers, or grab a strap that you can hold between the hands. Parallel the feet, roll the shoulders back, deep inhale. As you exhale, hinge forward from your hips and continue to lengthen your spine as you fold. Shift a little more weight into the balls of your feet than your heels, and let your head completely hang. As you continue to lift the arms away from your lower back, slightly bend your elbows and feel the broadening of your chest while you lift your shoulder heads up and away from the neck. Let your jaw be free. Might feel good to flutter the lips. Take a big sigh, lion's breath, where you exhale with a mouth wide, tongue out, and eyes crossed. And then crawl the fingertips forward, come up halfway so spine is parallel to the floor. Keep the two hips leveled, set one hand front and center on the ground, raise the opposite hand to the sky, and just twist at your waistline, trying to keep the scale of your hips balanced. Draw the shoulder blades down your back, lengthen through the center line of your spine, and then keep twisting. Take one more breath, expanding across your wings. Then switch. Top hand to the ground, bottom hand to the sky. Lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, twist at your waist. Rotating the chest. Now feel right between your shoulder blades a little bit of torque. As you broaden the chest, take one more breath. And set the top hand down. Bend the knees a lot. Bring your hands to your hips. Lead with your chest. And inhale to slowly rise. Now, if you have a strap, you might want to use it for this next posture in which we play a little bit more with balancing as we primed for it a bit. So do grab a strap, and if you don't have one, there's ways to modify. So step the feet wider than hips distance. Bend the knees as though you're coming into a very wide chair pose, right? Not so deep, just bend the knees. And then take that strap in your right hand. I'll mirror you. So right hand. And then wrap that right arm behind you. Remember, like we did and when we were standing in that balancing pose previously. So open up this right shoulder, right collarbone. And so the strap is like a tail now, and it's behind your left thigh. So reach the left arm forward, scoop the lower belly in. Think of that engagement of the Uddiyana Bandha, right? And then bring the left arm inside of the left thigh to catch hold of the other side of the strap. And then from here, your left arm is pressing against your inner left thigh, but your left thigh is staying solid. As you walk your hands as close together as you can, lean forward and twist. Turn your chest to the right. Open up the inner right shoulder. Now you could stay here. If your hands are able to clasp or you're able to hold onto your right wrist with your left hand, you can let go of the strap. You might want to start to move into bird of paradise, shifting more weight into the right foot, in which you drag the left foot a little closer to the right and put less weight on the left foot by lifting the heel. You engage the right quadricep, look at the floor ahead, and use Uddiyana Bandha. Flexing the left foot, you might be able to lift your spine and left leg upright. Keeping the left knee bent, the left foot flexed, heart lifted. If the spine is upright, then consider extending the left leg to some degree straight, pointing or flexing the foot. Then try to stay in the bind. If you're standing, as we slowly come out, rebend the left knee, keep the left foot flexed. Start to bend the right knee like chair. Softly as you can, set the left foot down. Return to that wide stance with your feet, and let's all unravel into a forward fold. Feet parallel, catching hold of opposite elbows. Bend your knees generously and just sway your spine. Deep breath in, side out to your mouth. Again, inhale. Make any releasing sound. While you're down there, grab your strap. Bend your knees and inhale, roll up. One vertebra at a time. So if you didn't have a strap, you reach back and you just place your hand on your sacrum. The left arm is pressing against, or the opposite arm is pressing against the leg. And you can hold on to the leg. You can hold on to whatever you can reach for. All right. Let's be in the moment of the breath and try not to anticipate the stage that's next. I'm talking to me too. As we explore side 2. So hold the strap in your left hand. Find a stance that's slightly wider than shoulders distance. Feet about parallel. Bend your knees like you're sitting in a wide chair pose. Engage Uddiyana Bandha slightly. Think of lifting the pelvic floor. Left hand holding the strap. Wrap the left arm behind your back. So you want to open the inner left shoulder. So that tail is dangling behind your right thigh. Extend the right arm forward as you start to hinge from the hips and sink the hips lower. Now extend the right arm down inside of the right thigh, pressing against right thigh, in which you can catch hold of the other end of the strap. Walk your hands as close together as you can, pressing right arm to nudge inner right thigh. As inner right thigh firms against it, you rotate the chest, opening that left inner shoulder. Maybe you walk the hands close enough together where the fingers clasp, or the right hand holds the left wrist. If so, doing the same side. Are we doing the same side? No, we're not. Sorry. I don't know, my body just said this feels too familiar. Okay, shift your weight onto your left foot. And you can drag the right foot a little closer so that you feel safer to put more weight onto the left foot if you're considering raising the right leg. Root down through the left foot, engage the left quadricep, and flex the right foot as you start to lift up. So it's the action of rooting down to rise. Think of still lifting the pelvic floor, still a little bit of Uddiyana Bandha as you open the chest, still flexing the right foot. Now, as you steady your eyes on something and steady the breath, you might consider some degree straightening the right leg, only if you're able to be upright in your torso first. Then to come out of it, rebend the right knee, still flexing the foot or pointing, just one or the other so the muscles are engaged. Bend the left knee as though you're in one-legged chair. Start to softly bow forward and land the right foot to the ground, separating the feet to that initial wider than hips. And then let's come into a full everyone. Bend your knees. Any organic movement, swaying, gently shaking out the shoulders or the head. Flow to your breath here. Inhale, sweep the arms up, out to the sides. Rising all the way up, a little bit of Tai Chi to cool down with exhale. Bend the knees slightly and press the palms downward towards the earth. Keep the breath steady, slow and steady. Step one foot lightly behind you. Start with palms touching, arms straight in front of you, and begin to separate the palms wide as though you're tracing a horizon just before you. Keep the breath just easy. And step that back foot forward again. Slowly bring the palms to meet. And as they touch, bring them to your heart center, acknowledging that open horizon within you. Walk 2 soft steps forward as the palms face forward, a gesture of giving. 2 steps back, a gesture of receiving. Cross one palm in front of you as you twist at your waistline, sending your light to the world around you. Cross the opposite palm in front of you, twisting from your waistline. Feel the weight shift, sending your love. And then, like a big embrace, arms round towards your body. You're embracing the tiger, which signifies all of life's challenges that has evolved you to here and now. Then as you stand tall, feet firm to the earth, press the palms downward and lift through your crown. You return to the mountain. Now begin to circle the arms towards you like an invitation, but it's really a symbol of cycles. As you begin to walk softly in a circle around your space, all these circles symbolizing cycles of nature, of life, trusting in the process. And as you return to your original spot, begin to twist, bend the knees lightly, and let your palms gently tap the sacral area, 2 inches below the belly. the source of prana, life force energy, just stimulating it. Keep the breath fluid. Set your left hand on your heart center, your right hand 2 inches below the belly button. Standing tall as you close your eyes. Observe your own presence. Begin to lower your body all the way down to the floor, carefully lying onto your back. We're going to end up in Supta Baddha Konasana, where the knees are bent apart. And if you need support for hips here, you can place a pillow or blocks equal in height under each outer thigh like bookends. Or extend the legs straight ahead and just splay the feet apart. And now you could either turn the palms face up with the arms slightly away from your sides, resting the shoulders down away from the neck, or continue to place left hand at heart center, right hand at sacral energy center. And just breathing naturally here for a moment. As we lie down, we're going to enter Durga Pranayama, which is 3-part breath, calming for the nervous system, bringing more attention to our subtle energy body, as we've already attended a lot of time to our physical body. So we're going to go right into it. Exhale this breath completely. Hold it out. Into your belly, inhale 1/3. Then pause into your side ribs, inhale 1/3. Pause into your chest, inhale last third. Hold the breath through the lips, exhale completely. Feel the belly sink, hold the breath out. Let's do a couple more cycles into the belly, 1/3 inhale. Into the side ribs, 1/3 inhale. Into the chest, 1/3 inhale. Hold the breath in, relax the body. Exhale everything through the lips. Hold the breath out, one more together, into the belly, inhale 1/3. Side ribs, 1/3. Chest, 1/3. Hold the breath. Exhale everything. Hold the breath. Try 2 more cycles of Durga Pranayama on your own. When you finish the last cycle, relax into your natural flow of breathing. Allow your body to find its comfortable Shavasana position as you close your eyes and sink your awareness deeper within. joining me for 2 minutes of guided meditation. Please begin to ease your body upright into a comfortable seat. Feeling earth below as you ground through the pelvis, and your spine and heart space and crown reaching high towards sky above. Continue to breathe naturally. Now the mudra, or gesture of the fingers, the hands, connected to the sacral energy center, is interlacing the fingers except the thumbs, palms face up on the lap by the pelvis. Then the left thumb is over the right, gently pressing downward onto it. This helps to create a feeling of mental alertness, balance. Allow your chin to slightly drop closer to your chest without straining the neck. Now direct your mind's eye to the area of the sacral energy center, 2 inches below the belly button, both the front, back, and sides of the torso, like a spinning wheel, the color of orange. I'm going to begin with 3 chants of the seed sound or mantra for this chakra, which is VAM, V-A-M. And then after that, 1 minute in silence to feel the effects of it. So if you'd like to chant with me, take a deep inhale. This last minute in meditation, invite you to feel and cultivate the feeling of pleasure, of joy that you want to infuse into your day. Let's end the practice together. If you're lying down, gently lift your body upright. Joining your palms at heart center as you bow in, remembering the intention that brought you to your practice today. Observing the effects of your practice. But then perhaps allowing your practice and its effects to penetrate into the rest of your day. Infusing conscious moments of connecting to breath, of connecting to art, to nature, finding play and spontaneity as you continue to nurture your sacral energy center. Let's close. 1 Om, take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.